Welcome everybody. Rocky Hartpins here with the Speed Sport. For tonight's Contender Series race, should be a good one. This is race 3. After this, we are at the halfway point. Got about 15 cars in the field tonight. We'll still have some additions come through. We'll catch a ride here with contender Bradley Yo, currently setting tied for third in points if you factor in the drop in the 35A51 machine. We are at Legacy, Michigan for this one. They'll run the old bumpy prior to the pave Michigan. Contender Series, we like to highlight some of the free content and make it a little more accessible. Again, this is the series for drivers under 3K iRating. Let's find a shot. Well, let's ride on board with Brad as he kind of makes a lap here. Tonight's, oh, looks like he's going to park it. We'll jump on board with Joe Cornett-Ching. Tonight's race is going to be 75 laps, one green-white checker. So not a super long race. We tried to shoot for about 150 miles, which is perfect here. Hey, is this Nate joining us?
This is. Give me about 5 minutes here to get my real microphone set up, just making sure I was in the right spot here.
All good, man. I'm just kind of running over the stuff for tonight's race.
All right, well, I'll be back in a few.
Sounds good. So yeah, 75 laps, one green-white checker. We got 4 total tire sets. These guys do have to watch the instant points. Michigan, you'd think they'd keep it fairly clean. Let's see if we can get our better cameras here. With it being Michigan, you know, big, wide, sweeping track, they do have 12 instant points before a pass-through penalty. 16x will result in a DQ. So good fun stuff. Let's see. We'll shoot over to our schedule. So yeah, first 2 weeks. Charlotte was won by Alan Wilson III. He did miss last week, but he does have the drop week. After that, we went to Legacy Phoenix, which was won by Steven Gibson. Hasn't signed up for this one, so this might be his drop week here at Legacy, Michigan. Each of these drivers get one drop after the 5 weeks of race, or 6 weeks of racing. They cannot drop the last race, so if they're going to do it, they better do it early. See if we can jump on with some people turning practice laps. We'll ride along with the 49 of Hunter Sopak. Driving the Nerd or Die number 49 car. There we go. There's a camera we like. Currently setting 6th on the speed charts. Kind of had an up or down season so far. If you don't factor in the drop week, he's currently setting 3rd in points. So kind of a little bit different with, whoa, loose through the corner there. Go here on, there's that 36 machine of Joe Cornett-Ching. And there's the 32 machine of DJ Kidder, currently setting 4th on the speed charts. That's the 74 car of Dan Ursel. 10 car of Edward Kane. 29 of Keaton Harrelson. 81 of James Ward. And the 99 of Steve Ear. All setting in the pit. Zachary Markison, the 55 Dark Slide racing vehicle. 55 ARCA car. Looking good out here. Currently setting 8th on the speed charts. As you can see, you can really take in the enormity of this 2-mile D-shaped oval. These drivers on a fixed setup. The setup starts out fairly loose, so It'll be interesting to see how these guys do. The setup does tighten up through the run, so tire savings are going to be important. If you are out there in the chat, be sure to give us a holler. Let us know how we're doing, how the stream's looking out there. All that good stuff. We should be going to qualify here in the next few minutes. Qualifying goes up top of the hour. We won't be able to watch it, but we'll take a moment to take a look at some of our sponsors, as well as announce a new promotion, new sponsor to the series, and eSpeed Sports. So excited to be able to add some new blood into the mix when it comes to the sponsorship here at the league. Right along with the bright yellow machine of Robbie Harpence in the 11 car. Currently needs to pick it up. He is 16th on the speed charts. It's like we got a new entrant. Brian Zalbeski has come in the 00, so got some late arrivals to the race. Ooh, and Bradley Yo, one of our gotta love the private messages. Alan Wilson, one of our actually second place in points. He won that week 1 at Charlotte, was unable to make it week 2 due to commitments. NHRA drag racer, so had some commitments, was in Louisiana for an event, was unable to race with us last week. Got the 43, Larry Bell, the Canadian. He's looking for a good run, has been snake bit here in a few of the ESS series so far, so looking forward to Larry to have a good run this tonight. Kind of talk about points. Like I said, Steven Gibson currently right now, gray marks on the points. That is the drop week, but Steven Gibson currently right now tied with Alan Wilson. Those are our first 2 winners this season at the top of the board. Followed by that is Keaton Harrelson and Bradley Yo, tied for 3rd. Zachary Margison and Larry Bell tied for 5th. Hunter Sopak 6th. DJ Kenner 7th. Ryan Zalbeski and Thomas Graw 8th. Thomas Graw a no-show this week too, so he'll be falling down the board quite a bit. And then Robbie Harpence sets in 9th. Got another late entrance. That is the 9 car of Lawrence Shaughnessy, making his first showing of this series. So we'll look forward to seeing how Lawrence does in this one-off race for him. As we see some of the action on the track, this guy's swapping some spots, seeing how the car performs in the draft. Unfortunately, Legacy, as Alan Wilson puts it in the outside wall. Hard hit there. Got a little tight on him due to the draft. Unfortunately, Legacy Michigan does not have the new updates when it comes to some of the dynamic track that's been added this season, or this season in iRacing. So unfortunately not going to have that to begin with. Welcome back, Nate. How's it going, man?
Good. How am I with this?
You could probably come up.
Testing. Hello.
Let's see. I might need to raise your volume in Discord. Try it now.
Okay, I'm talking. Hello.
Sounds great.
Talking.
I think you're good.
Awesome.
Awesome. How's it going, man?
Pretty good. Excited to watch this Contenders series race. These ARCA cars always put on a good race.
For sure. I guess I need to formally introduce you on with us for tonight's broadcast. Two-time Stock Car Series winner this season, Nate Jurgensen.
Howdy, howdy. I am drinking a Fat Tire Amber Ale. What are you drinking?
Nice. I am drinking a Space Camper Cosmic IPA by Boulevard Brewing Company.
Well, that sounds good.
It's delicious.
Who's your pick to win this race tonight?
Ooh, this one tonight's going to be tough. The one I would pick has not showed up. That would be points leader Steven Gibson. So I'm going to go with the guy that's... I would go with Keaton Harrelson. Keaton Harrelson actually ran in my split and Road to Pro, and also ran AC Open race with him. And he's a pretty quick driver. I think he's going to be a tough one to beat. Who are you thinking?
Yeah, I mean Gibson not showing up is that's a tough way to win the race. I go with I'm gonna pick to click. I'm gonna go Bradley Yo, my A51 Pro teammate. I believe I'm legally obliged to pick him.
I was gonna say that sounds like a bit of home cooking right there if you go with Brad. No doubt, you are paid to say that. That is okay. No problems there. No, Brad's going to be a tough one to beat. I mean, he's currently set and tied for third in points. I believe Keaton got the EOL, I don't want to call it penalty, the top three going to the back based on recent results. So that one little shift in the results, changes the complex with Brad starting at the very beginning. Or at the front of the field.
Yeah, 75 laps, so plenty of time to get it done. And Michigan, obviously not a hard track to pass at, given how wide and big it is.
For sure. Man, one thing that I wish we had, though, was the dynamic track that they've added to most of the D-shaped ovals on the sim.
Want some grip strips there? We can rip the wall here.
I wish. They don't have them here. They have them at Auto Club, and I don't think they've added them to regular Michigan as either at this point.
No. Basically, they're working on tracks as they show up in the NASCAR schedule. So all the tracks that here are in Season 2 that are on the NASCAR schedule for the Cup Series, those are the ones that they added them to, since I think it takes them some time.
Yeah, how do you feel about that change in the track dynamics that they're adding?
I think that makes the racing a whole lot more fun, gives us more options. I think when, especially in the Cup car where you're worried about dirty air, you don't necessarily have to follow the guy ahead of you. Gives you options and, made for some fun racing, I think, in Road to Pro and other races here this week, ripping the fence and making some ground up that way.
For sure. Yeah, it was definitely a blast to finally be able to change lanes and not just run the bottom lane out of track for the full race. So able to kind of move around and set up passes makes this much more interesting sim.
Yeah, the big worry is that you end up just making the top lane a single groove track, but then it's the top, and that's more frustrating than a single groove on the bottom, right? Because at least when you have to run the bottom, your car goes up and down the track as it enters and exits corners. Tracks that are single groove on the top, there typically isn't any passing, and just a lot of crashes when the slide jobs start getting thrown.
Yeah, exactly. Hey, Nate, while we're here waiting on qualifying, I did want to take a moment to talk about some of our new sponsors. Well, one of our new sponsors, and that is HereForSR.com. Great guys.
I love Here for SR. What is it?
Here for SR, it's not only a podcast, but it's also a coaching driver coaching service. Includes our Road to Pro Series driver Tom Abramitis, as well as a iRacing Road Pro Brian Lockwood. They have a great podcast, comes out every other Saturday. On top of that, they offer coaching services. And next week, Nate, unfortunately, you won't be able to be involved, but they are giving away a coaching session to one of our participants at the Myrtle Beach Contender Series race.
Oh, well, that sounds awesome. I can't wait to check out their podcast. Again, how do I find that podcast if I were to look it up right now?
That podcast you can find at Apple, Spotify, anywhere where most podcasts are service. They also have a Twitch channel, so check that out at H or underscore SR. Hold on, I gotta look at it. I'm a bad pitch man.
I way overdrove it.
Yeah, we'll put the channel in chat.
Yeah, we'll there'll be a press release and
okay,
everything
I'm
like that
forgetting it,
on the
okay.
website, as well as put it up in the Discord and everything like that. Let's see. Yeah, here HERE the number 4 underscore SR. That is their Twitch channel. Uh-oh.
Very cool.
Like that.
Just update on one of our participants. Got a message. Bradley Yo having some issues tonight with his internet due to... Yeah, so we will see how that shakes out as we get ready to start. He's got a minute 30 to get it worked out. So one of our championship contenders trying to get back into the race. Man, Canadians and internet issues. That's been a thing this week.
I didn't even realize they had the internet up in Canada, so at least I got something.
Yeah, I think it's powered by maple syrup, if I'm not mistaken.
What other Canadians we have in this race? We got James Ward, Larry Bell, Joe Corniching.
Yeah, Dan Ursel. We're quite the Canadian heavy league, so it's very north-south of the border showdown up there.
Right.
So it looks like right now Keaton Harrelson's on the top of the speed charts, followed by Ed Kane, Jason Jackson, Joe Cornette-Ching, Brian Zalbeski, James Ward, and DJ Kenner currently right now top 7. Looks like we still have a handful that have not qualified yet, so we'll see if this shakes up within the last few seconds of qualifying.
Yeah, I mean, Brad was my pick to click, not my pick to quit.
Yeah, that's maybe that's our version of the commentator's curse, right?
Oh man, who else can I curse?
Oh,
qualifying
man.
is over. I think Keaton
All right.
can get the pole there.
Yes, we will run through the lineup real quick. Also deliver our EOLs, which will include Keaton. Let's see. We got to move Alan Wilson to the back. And Keaton Harrelson. Let me do some race control real quick. All right, drivers, I have given the EOLs of the participants tonight. Make sure to give them room to drop to the back of the field. Let's have a clean race and have fun. Should be great.
75 laps.
Thanks, Rocky.
All right, let's run through our lineup. On the pole, the 29 car, Keaton Harrelson. On the outside front row, that's the 10 car of Ed Kane. In row 2, inside row, that's the 86 of Jason Jackson, followed by the 36 of Joe Cornette-Ching. In row 4, 00 of Brian Zalbeski. On the outside, James Ward in the 81. In row 5, on the inside, the 32 of DJ Kenner and the 74 of Dan Ursel. In row 6, got on the inside line, the 49 of Hunter Sopak and the 99 of Steve Here. Row 7, you got the 55 of Zachary Margison, followed by his teammate Billy Davison in the 22. Looks like we got a couple that have not showed. That's going to include Brad Yo, who's still having issues with his router, it looks like. So unfortunately for him, but in the 79 car, that is our second or third, tied for first in points, Alan Wilson the third. Right behind him, his teammate Lauren Shaughnessy. On the inside, the 11 of Robbie Harpence, and then shotgun on the field, the 43 of Larry Bell. So our field is gonna get ready to go. Does not look like Brad Ward is gonna get in, or I'm sorry, Brad Yo is not gonna get in time. So he'll, if he gets in, he'll be starting possibly laps down.
That's a bummer.
Good luck, Trevor.
Yeah. Luckily, he has made every race, so if he has to take a drop, this week might be it.
So how many weeks is the season?
The season is 6 weeks long. They have one drop week, so if they need to recover. Currently, right now, this series runs basically opposite our Road to Pro series. So most Sundays we're running here in the ARCA car in the Contender series.
Right. Well, that'll be Brad's drop. That's a bummer we don't have Brad Yo here tonight, but still a full field of cars here. Looks like 16 on the grid.
Yeah, definitely a good, solid field. Hopefully, that should call for some good racing here at the wide track that is Michigan.
All right, well, Jason got fortunate there with Keaton being sent to the back. That puts him from third all the way to first here with Ed Kane on the front row with him. We'll see what kind of a jump Jason's able to get.
Yeah, a couple teammates right there. Oh, we got a blinker in row
What
2.
are you doing?
Gotta watch out for the 36 car. And here we go.
These guys got to be thinking about their cold tires. You know, that exit of turn 2, loosest part on the track, so I'll be watching turn number 2. Is that going to be Calamity Corner?
Yeah, exactly. So far, everybody's kept it clean. Brian Zabeski moving underneath the 36 of Joe Cornette King. I say King. Ching. Come on.
Ed Kane got a really good run out of 2. He's looking for the lead down low in turn number 3.
Let's get back on that. Yeah, Ed making the move early. I know he's hunting for some lead laps. Had kind of struggled the first couple weeks of the season, getting caught up in a few incidents. So I know Ed, he loves this track, so I more than bet he's going to want to be a front runner here.
That was a beautiful first lap from him. Also watching Dwayne Kinner. He is moving.
Yeah,
in that 32 car.
DJ in the Rocket Racing setups machine, looking to the high line, trying to get around the 00 of Brian Zabeski.
He ran a little bit higher. That's going to generate a big run on exit. He'll be able to get that. Also, notice everyone is going to that first seam. You don't go to the bottom of this track. The first seam is kind of as low as you want to go, and you see guys get underneath that first seam, you're probably going to see them get real loose.
Yeah, exactly. Another one to highlight, the 81 of James Ward. He's also now, both the 36 and the 81 tipped their, moved by Hunter Sopak. The 81 and the 36 both hit that bottom seam, and you saw them both get really upset as far as their cars. The 49 almost running into the 36 on that.
Yeah, 2 wide behind him, 49 with the 55. Zachary Markson underneath him. He's not going to be able to complete that move and slots back into position as 49 is going to try to go underneath the 36. They're both blinking a little bit.
Yeah, see some more Canadian internet issues as both the 81 and the 36 are north of the border. So whatever's going on with Bradley Yo is definitely affecting the rest of Canadian drivers around there.
Dan Urso playing it patient. He had an opportunity to go 3 wide there. He decided to follow Zach, just keep it 2 wide as they work both of those cars work themselves around the 36 of Joe.
Yeah, Joe has his hands full as he catches the outside wall there.
Real tight exit here. Zach pinching him down. Dan giving him plenty of room. And he'll slot back in line. He's running in 9th.
How much does the draft affect at this giant 2-mile oval?
Oh, a ton. Absolute ton, especially down that front straightaway. I mean, the smartest thing to do is just follow the tire tracks of the guy in front of you, and also watch your entry into turn 1. If you got the draft the whole straightaway, you're going to be getting in there a little hotter, so you might have to back it up. As look at Hunter going all the way down to the apron.
Yeah, he's right now our biggest mover on the track. Already up to the 5th position, looking to try to take 4th from the 00 of Brian Zabeski.
Really good racing here, and he's all the way down on that flat. It's pretty dangerous, but he wants this position. But it's really hard to get a good run on exit. As you can see, he just not quite able to keep his momentum.
Yeah, as the tires wear, do you imagine that we're going to be seeing more single file racing? That this pack racing right now kind of separate, or do you think this will be the how the race goes the whole way?
Yeah, I figure it's going to single out at some point, but there's going to be comers and goers. We're seeing a lot of guys run really hard here, but who's saving their tires?
Yeah. One guy to point out as a one of our EOL participants, the 79 of Alan Wilson. He was the winner in week 1. He's already up to just past for the 10th position.
Yeah, Keaton's making his way up there too. He's right behind him in 12th as they both work themselves around Joe.
Yeah, a couple of our more experienced drivers here in this series. And it goes to show as they're making quick work of the rest of the field. We'll go up here towards the front as Hunter Sopak's now challenging for that 4th position with the 00 Brian Zalbeski.
That's a really good battle.
Oh.
Ed Kane is he's still out there leading it, but DJ's closing in too.
Yeah, DJ Kenner just pulled it into the 2nd position. Now sets his sights on the 10 machine of Ed Kane.
Zach is around James there, so looks like guys are kind of finding their position here early in this race. We're only 7 laps in, less than a long way to go, obviously still.
Yeah, a lot of passing already in this one.
DJ wants that lead, though. I mean, Kane is running a great line. He's being really smooth, but DJ, man, I think he wants this lead.
Yeah, how much, if you were in the lead here, would you be trying to break up the draft of the cars behind you?
I don't think you have to worry about that too much. You just sort of want to run your line, and, I don't think breaking the draft is probably worth the effort.
Yeah, it looks like DJ's starting to really push off the corner there. Maybe taking a little too low of an entry into the corner.
Yeah, the leader out there, he's the rabbit. You want to catch him, and when you get really close, sometimes he can overrun your entries because you want to get him. But the smart thing to do is always focus on your exit. And every lap I watch Ed Kane, he is hitting that seam perfectly, and he's really getting good exits. That's a good way of keeping the lead.
Yeah, that one bad corner put Jason Jackson right on the back bumper of the 32 of DJ Kenner.
But who's out here saving their tires? Who's taking a nice lazy arc through the corner, letting the car rotate, and who's out there kind of cranking on their wheel to make lap time? We'll find out when, as you see cars kind of come and go as tires wear out.
Oh, for sure. We'll definitely see some people dropping. Right now, it's been pretty steady when it comes to where people have ended up on the field. A lot of people just losing 1 or 2 positions, nothing big, but we do have some big gainers. And that's the 49 of Hunter Sopak and the 55 of Zachary Margison, each gaining 5 to 6 positions since the start of this race.
Yeah, top 3 have pulled out a couple seconds back to 4th place with Hunter. And then you go basically 4th to 13th, those 10 cars under a blanket, all within a couple seconds of each other. And then kind of bringing up the rear right now, Larry Bell, Lawrence Shaughnessy, Billy Davison round out the cars on the lead lap.
Wow, the 29 and the 79 just split the 00. Brian Zalbeski had to hold on there. He's going to drop several spots as 11 of Robbie Harpins now moves around him. So the 79 and the 29 having quite the battle trying to get through this field.
Good clean racing here. That was quite a pinch right there by Keaton. Nothing that Allen couldn't handle. It's good racing.
Yeah, it's been a solid battle so far. One guy that I'm a little surprised hasn't made his way through the field, and that's Stock Car Series veteran. Brian Zalbeski in the wall. That's going to hurt the 00. How much does a hit like that take away from the aero from these ARCA cars?
Yeah, we'll have to go and check the damage on that car. Didn't look like a giant hit. We know these ARCA cars, they just get stuck to the wall, a little too close to the wall. The bodies aren't symmetrical, and the moment they just touch the wall, it's like glue. So I'm looking at his car right now. It does look like pretty decent damage, so he's going to need a yellow. I believe they have one fast repair in the series, right?
No fast repair this season, so he's going to have to get the damage fixed the old-fashioned way.
Yeah, but he'll be nursing that. Track like Michigan, not a track that you want any aero damage on.
Yeah, exactly. We'll go back up here to the battle for the lead as it's kind of strung back out. Ed Kane pulling away about a 0.3 of a second lead on DJ Kenner. And then 3rd place back there, that is Jason Jackson. So Ed showing great momentum here with 12 laps into this 75-lap race.
He's hitting his line every time. I don't see him getting the car real squirrely. I don't see him washing up the track. I see him hitting his line. He's got the clean air. Following a car get a little dirty air makes your car push, makes you want to kind of use up your right front. And I think Ed's really managing his stuff right now. Really smart race from him so far.
Yeah, it looks like we got a decent battle here for 4th as the 49 car of Hunter Sopak trying to hang on in front of the 55 car of Zachary Margison.
Yeah, up 6 spots. He started 11th today and already up to 5th.
Yeah, it looks like this hard driving though. Whoa, we got to move for second place as Jason Jackson now looking underneath the 32 car, going into 1.
It's a good battle. I think DJ, he got real excited when he got up to Ed and overdrove a couple corners, and that might have cooked his tires. So he might be kind of having to nurse this just a little bit until he is able to make a pit stop. So good opportunity here for Jason to get second place.
Yeah, I believe the pit window is going to be probably about halfway. We shall see if people come in at that time. They do have 4 sets of tires, but as often with races at Michigan, they tend to go for long green flag runs.
Jason able to make that pass, so put him in second place. Ed Kane gets out there a little bit as those guys were running side by side, so we'll be watching that gap from Ed now to our new second place runner, Jason Jackson.
Yeah, exactly. Shout out right now to chat. Brandon Sheffield joins us, cheering on his crew chief, Ed Kane.
There you go. What's up, Sheffy? I just like saying Sheffy. I like Jason's line here. DJ's entering turn 1 just a little bit flat, and it's making the car wash up, and he's not getting great exits, and that just might be the right front being gone a little bit. I really like Jason's line there. He's opening up that corner, making it really wide. You know, if you can do that and get a straight shot off of turn 2, you've just made that back straightaway a little bit longer.
Yeah, it looks like Jason Jackson, though, has stayed about steady 1 second behind Ed Kane. So the top 2, holding steady with that gap. But you never know, as this run progresses, we might see a Ryan Blaney, Kyle Larson situation towards the end of the run. We'll get back here as the 79 is moved around the 55 car. We've lost Zachary Margison. He's dropped all the way back to 12th place. He must have...
Yeah, I'm looking at the front of his car right now. Zach's got some real damage, and he's starting to fall back. Joe in the 36, he has damage as well in the front of his car. And obviously, we already talked about Brian having damage. So basically, top 10 cars looking pretty clean, but you get down past 10th, 11th, 12th, 13th, those guys all nursing some damage. And that's a good opportunity for guys like Larry Bell, Lawrence Shaughnessy, Billy Davison to maybe pass some of those cars.
Yeah, so the clean wrap walls here at Michigan already affecting a number of these cars as the 79 and the 29 continue the march up through the field. And the 11 of Robbie Harpin's now sending it deep into the corner, trying to get around the 74 and the 81 all in one turn.
Yeah, we got a really good battle cooking here, too, for the 5th position.
Yeah, the 79 has caught the 49 of Hunter Sopak. I'm going to have to make a rule on how many numbers end in 9 in this series.
It's like the prices at a Costco.
No kidding. Oh, man, this is not Prices Right rules. Woo!
Robbie got a little loose there out of turn 4.
Yeah, he drops back behind the 74, Dan Ursel, and we got a 3-wide battle for 4th place as Alan Wilson, Hunter Sopak, and Keaton Harrelson. Keaton Harrelson wisely backs out. It's kind of crazy how hard Alan Wilson and Keaton Harrelson are driving and still managing to run a torrid pace and not burn up the tires.
We're wrecking here on the front straightaway.
Hunter Sopak and Alan Wilson connect through the tri-oval.
Oh, no.
Yellow flag is out. We will go back and take a look what happened to the 49 machine as he ends up on the apron here. Let's back this up.
Really tight racing right there.
Yeah, you had the 3 really battling hard. And it looks like maybe just that asymmetrical body they touch. We'll try and get another look at it.
We got the new damage model here on this ARCA car, and I don't know if they've taken that off recently, but the contact has always been a little bit funky with these cars for about the last year, and he was really tight. I mean, Hunter was right on the right rear quarter panel there of Allen, but it looks like he just tagged him a tiniest little bit.
Well, check this. Yeah, it's weird. It's almost like the 79 looked like got touched by the 29 even, the way that car shifted from behind, but that had to be all netcode. I didn't see any actual contact between those two cars.
Yeah, I'm seeing the same thing. It did seem like the 79 shot up the track a little bit for kind of no reason. I think also because of netcode. So just really tight racing there. But I mean, watch what Hunter does here. He gets very minimal damage to almost none at all. I think he did a really great job saving this car, and I think we're going to get to watch him come back up through the field again.
Well, with 4 fresh tires and maybe getting that damage fixed. One thing about Michigan, it does seem that if you get, or the ARCA car, I should say, if you get that damage completely fixed, the car itself is almost like a brand new car.
Boy, Steve here barely missed the spinning car there of Hunter Sopak. Barely missed him, so that keeps both of them in the race.
So another shout out in the chat. Welcome, Thomas Grau. Glad you could join us here tonight.
What's up, TG? Thomas Grau has been painting the cars at A51 Pro and has done a really great job, and we've got some awesome throwbacks for Darlington Week.
Oh, awesome.
Really making some cool looking cars.
Can't wait for that. I'll probably have to run my, looks like DJ Kenner. He is going to sneak out. I don't know if he took a 2-tire stop, but very quick pit stop by DJ Kenner. That's going to put him in the lead in front of Ed Kane.
Yeah, I'm going to watch this back. He must have taken 2 tires to be that far out ahead. I don't know about that call.
Yeah, so far in this series, 2 tires has not worked out well. Got a report in Hunter Sopak in the chat. Only 3.5 seconds of damage.
Right. That's awesome. I mean, he was dead wrecked on the straightaway there and was able to keep the car in one piece. That's a really nice piece of driving there from Hunter.
Yeah, that might be Nate's move of the race before this one's over.
It's the good hands move of the first 20 laps.
There we go. I knew it had a nifty name to it.
The Here for SR podcast, quick hands of the first 20 laps race award.
We got to slip in more sponsors. Can you get Ed Kane and A51 in there as well?
Yes. The Fat Tire Amber Ale Ed Kane move of the race.
Okay, good.
Ed Kane accounting. Is it accounting?
Yeah.
Accounting.
Or
Or whatever else. Gardening, pest removal. Ed Kane is your man.
There you go. He'll like that plug. All right, we're getting ready to go back to racing 1 to green. We're going to have a lively competition. The 79 and the 29 have made their way all the way through the field and now find themselves right there in the thick of things. So it'll be interesting to see what these new challengers, how this front shakes up.
Yeah, they've gotten a run on their tires. They got a good 20-lap run. There's, 60 or 55 to go here. And some of those guys probably didn't like the way their car was handling at the end. They feel like maybe they wore their tires out wrong. Hopefully, the best guys in here, the guys are going to improve their positions. They've looked at their tire wear. They've said, okay, this is how I'm going to have to drive it different this run than last run. Maybe everybody but Ed Kane should probably be looking to make adjustments to how they're driving. And I think we're going to see who's able to do that here.
Yeah, real quick question from the chat. What's the tire rule for tonight? It is a total of 4 sets, so plenty of tires for this race.
Yeah, that's plenty for them for sure. And I think it's gonna be an interesting 50 laps. It'd be great if it goes green. But I mean, Ed has had the lead the whole race. It's very easy to be in the lead. You can do everything the way that you want to do it. But now, can he go out there and make a pass? And can DJ take a tiny bit better care of his tires and stay out in the lead?
Yeah, were you able to confirm if the 32 took 2 or not? Oh, leader is going. He gets.
Sure looked like he took 2 to me.
He did. Okay. He gets off to a great start here in this one. Jason Jackson able to move underneath Ed Kane. Alan Wilson right there. Looks like Keaton Harrelson didn't get quite a good start. And Alan Wilson already slicing and dicing his way through the field.
Well, DJ's holding on here he's on cold tires, 2 tires. This could be kind of shaky. Here we go. Jason looking for the lead.
Jason looking for the lead. Alan Wilson right behind him. DJ goes up the track. Jason, slides up himself. Very close racing as they come through the tri-oval.
Good, clean, hard racing right there, and they're battling for 5th place, 4th place as well, as Ed Kane going for 2nd.
Yeah, and this has brought in the 29 of Keaton Harrelson, the 81 of James Ward, and the 11 of Robbie Harpence. DJ goes back up the banking as Jason and Ed take the low line. Ed running door to door with the 32. Coming out of 2.
Right there. DJ exited really low, so Ed didn't quite know where to exit that corner, and he'll lose a little bit of momentum.
Yeah, and that's going to put the 29 right on the back bumper of the 32 car as they try to get around the 32 of DJ Kidder.
All right, which way is Keaton going to look here? Ed's going to block low. That'll put Keaton to the top.
Keaton's been effective on that top side as we've seen him running door to door with the 79. Oh, and he's in the wall. One of our top challengers and points contenders ends up clipping the wall. Doesn't appear to have as significant as damage as we've seen from a few of the others that have tapped that wall.
Great job by Alan Wilson, too. He had a car right in his grill up into the wall, coming to a stop. He's able to miss him. I'm checking Keaton's damage right now. It's not terrible, but he's got a little bit for sure over the right front tire.
Yeah, and with that shakeup, that's kind of strung things out in the top 4 as Jason Jackson has built up a 0.3 second of a lead over DJ Kenner, and then back to him is Ed Kane.
Nice run here by Jason Jackson. He was running second that last run and has gone out here and made a pass for the lead. With about, what we have, 50 to go, he's looking really solid. Brad needs to get back in here. I guess the Canadian internet got restarted. Technically, both the announcers are running higher up on the running grid here than Brad, so if he can get out here and make one corner, that'll pick up a couple points.
As we see the battle for second starting to heat up, Ed Kane looking to the top and the bottom to get around the 32 of DJ Kidder. Looks like he's able to pull to the inside of the 32 machine, but the
big pinch.
32 pinch is hard.
Oh, man, he just didn't give Ed any room to exit that corner, and that's going to end up as a wreck one of these days. Ed is a very cautious driver and is, did a good job avoiding a wreck right there.
Definitely. I think that patience is going to wear thin very quickly if that keeps happening. Oh, the 32 again, trying to pinch coming out of the corner, and is having a hell of a time as the 79 and the 29 both move underneath the 32.
Yeah, I think the tire call is starting to show its face here, and it's going to be a rough go of it here for the rest of this run for the 32 car.
And one of our points leader, Alan Wilson, gets real loose. Oh man.
He doesn't have to the door right there in Keaton. He hangs onto it. Boy, you clip those left side tires, you get too far underneath that seam. Turn 2 is the loosest part of the track, and you get it on that seam or underneath that seam, it can hook the car, which it's good when it hooks you to turn, but it's bad when it turns you a little too much. That's what happened there to the 79.
Yeah, and that one little slip up put Keaton Harrelson into the 3rd spot.
Can Ed Kane catch Jason Jackson? He's behind right now by 0.9 of a second. Can he get up there as he can't text the wall in turn 1? No damage on that car. That was just a kiss.
Man, our leaders have been snake bit catching the wall a little bit. Keaton Harrelson, though, has a nice recovery. Ed Kane able to hang on to the 2nd spot after a little bit of damage. But you can see the hood on that right side buckled a little bit on that tin machine.
You're doing something right when you enter turn 1 really, really, really wide, really, really high, but you pay the price if you get a little too much on entry and catch the wall.
And we now have the 79 making his move again underneath the 29. These two are got to be sick of each other as they've ran side by side quite a bit here tonight.
Yeah, and Ed does have a little bit of damage. He's definitely got some damage over the right front on that Edward Kane snow removal Chevrolet 28.
We'll give the right plug. That's ekanecpa.com. It is tax season. Just because the government extended their deadlines doesn't mean it's too late or never too late to file. So check out Ed at that website. He would be happy to help. Was that a good enough plug? Yeah. That wasn't bad. That wasn't a bad pitch.
That was good. That was good. We're driving a lot of business over there.
Yeah. Speaking of, I got to get my taxes over to him.
I just finished mine last week.
Nice.
I should say Ed Kane did them for me. He didn't, but let's pretend like he did.
All right,
He did
there
a
you
great
go.
job.
There you go. Very good. Oh, we got to point out, look at the right front on the 32 machine, because it is all sorts of buckled up, and he is dropping quickly.
Yeah, I'm going to go back and find when that happened. That just happened here, right at the beginning of lap 31, which is what we're on here. Going into turn 1, same kind of a deal. He just tried to arc out the corner and plowed the wall, ended up priming the wall a little bit. That's a pretty significant amount of damage, so... Man, DJ, at the end of that first run, it was looking like he was having a chance to win, but the tire call and now this damage, I don't know if he's got a shot anymore.
Yeah, it's going to be really tough to recover, but if he can catch a caution and maybe get somehow that damage fixed quickly, he could still be in this, but that one could be a race ender. I like to think
it's Michigan.
Yeah, I
it's
like
tough.
to think these ARCA cars are like the Stephen King book Christine. They just fix themselves rather quickly.
That's what it looks like when you're fixing your damage. That same kind of where it all warps back into place.
Oh,
but,
yeah.
I don't know. It's Michigan, and aero is just so important. And just having that little bit of damage almost creates two classes of cars out here: the clean cars and the damaged cars. And I think that's how the field is separating itself right now.
Yeah, but the one that's disproving that is Ed Kane. With that little bit of damage, he's still holding strong in second position here as we are nearing halfway.
Yeah, he's got Keaton right on his back bumper having a good run. Then Alan Wilson fourth and James Ward round out the top 5.
Yeah, Jason Jackson, though, is been the biggest winner when it comes to all this battling behind him, as he's stretched out that lead to 0.8 of a second.
Yeah, holding pretty steady. I mean, he's not really pulling away from Ed right now at the same time.
We'll kind of run through the field, as having a good run is the 81 of James Ward, the former CASCAR and Pinty Series driver. With the solid run here at Michigan.
And is he leading the Canadian class in this field?
Let's see. I believe he
so,
is.
yeah.
I believe so.
Well, good job there.
Yeah, right now Americans have the top 10 covered until 5th, and then 8th place. 8th place, that is Dan Ursel in the 74. I think we got a... Well, looks like Keaton's kind of fell back again a little bit. Last time I checked out the corner of my eye, it looked like he was all over the 10 car of Ed Kane, but that gap has widened back to about 0.2 of a second.
Yeah, it's hard. You're getting a little bit of that dirty air. The draft keeps you right on their bumper, but that dirty air makes it hard to get through the corner, and you might feel like you're starting to use a little bit of tire. So it can be tough, and Ed doesn't really look like he's missing his line. It's easy to pass guys when they overdrive their entry and they don't get a good exit. You get a good exit, you pass them. It's really not doing that. He's running a really pretty line. And so is Jason Jackson up there. But, Ed's starting to close in here as these tires wear off.
Yeah, Ed's pulled in within 0.4 of a second, as Jason maybe have pushed a little bit too hard that first go-around, is now starting to quickly lose that gap to the 10 car of Ed Kane.
Yeah, he pulled him in a good 1/10 of a second that last lap, so this could get really interesting.
Yeah, I will say Ed's on a little bit of a roll. He finished 3rd in the Shake and Bake League race this last, I believe it was Friday night. They ran the ARCA car at Homestead, so maybe the similarity between those tracks really helping Ed here tonight.
Yeah, he's looking really smooth. Pulled in a lot more on Jason now, and now he's within about 4 or 5 tenths, and you're getting his draft now. That's just going to suck you in even faster.
Yeah, about 0.4 of a second, and it doesn't seem like these cars, with it being an older design, have that issue as the Cup car or Xfinity car of drafting and kind of stalling out.
It's not too bad. I mean, it's there a little bit, but it'll definitely pull you in.
Yeah,
Jason pulled out about 1/10 that last lap.
Yeah, I was just going to say, it looks like Jason winded that back to a half second. lead on Ed Kane. We'll kind of go back through the field as we got a battle for 6th place, and that's between the 11 car of Robbie Harpence and the 9 car of Lauren Shaughnessy. So a good run by these two drivers as they kind of start in the back of the field. Robbie has moved up 11 positions, and Lawrence has moved up 9 since the start of the race.
Oh, that's really good. Good solid run, and those cars are clean. That's really important. I feel like if you don't have any damage on the race side of that car, you're gonna probably finish well.
Exactly. We got a new entrant to the chat here for SR has joined us.
Sponsor?
The sponsor is here. Oh, as Lauren
Oh,
Shaughnessy.
commentator curse.
God, come on, Nate. Just killing people left and right. Here for SR, requested more pizza talk. I had
More
pepperoni
pizza
tonight. I went DiGiorno. I don't know what you did for dinner. What did you have?
I haven't had dinner yet. It's only like 6 o'clock out here. I'll probably eat after talking here, but I've got a little bit of a steak sitting in my refrigerator I'd like to grill up.
Ah, nice. Hey, Nate, you're over 30. It's time to start eating at the grandpa's hour of 4 o'clock. Come on. Get on my level. Got a crazy battle between Steve here and Zachary Margison back here for the 9th position. This also includes Brian Zalbeski, Hunter Sopak trying to recover from his earlier incident, and Larry Bell. So quite the battle here mid-pack.
Now, Brad in chat is talking about bacon. Now, he's Canadian. Does he mean ham? Is that Canadian bacon?
Canadian? Ooh, that could be. That could be. But he said pepperoni, mushroom, and bacon. Is that Canadian bacon or bacon?
Yeah. I think that's really important.
Joe LaPhilip does not believe in pineapple on pizza.
Yeah, pineapple's fine.
And Yoserman says no real bacon, but again, is that Canadian bacon or bacon? I don't know what real bacon is to a Canadian.
Look at this move right here. Steve pinching down, but it looks like Brian's able to get around him, and Larry Bell's going to try to make a move. We haven't talked much about Larry Bell tonight. He's another fellow Canadian baconer. Yeah,
43 car making his way back up through the field. Kind of has been hanging out in the back. Maybe now he's starting to turn on the jets and make his way up through the field. It looks like the 99 has maybe burned off his tires a little bit.
Yeah, I think so. He's not quite able to rotate through that corner as Zach and Brian are battling right now here going into turn 1.
Yeah, Zachary moving into, or Brian Zalbeski now trying to move back into the 9th position on Zachary Margison.
Zach takes a really flat entry. Didn't give Brian a whole lot of room on entry right there. It's a lot of trust in Brian. At the same time, Brian did a good job hanging with him.
Yeah, he did really well to do that, and they're still battling side by side as Brian Zalbeski stays on the corner of the 55 machine. Oh,
yeah, Brian,
there's a clip. That's going to take, that's going to catch 4 cars. That's
Brian was
a big
there.
one.
Brian was there going for the seam right there. Zach kind of turned down on him to try to take a little bit extra track, and didn't work out. A bunch of cars wrecked here in this one.
Yeah, we'll go back and take a look at it.
Yeah, maybe Brian did get up off the seam just a tiny bit. So Zach was definitely pinching him real tight, and it's a few corners in a row that Zach didn't give him a whole lot of room, and boy, at some point, it's not going to work out.
Yeah, it looks like the 00 maybe slid up just a little bit while the 55 was trying to pinch, and when those two things come together, that's going to cause a wreck like that. Unfortunately, that also catches the 99 of Steve here and the 43 of Larry Bell.
Yeah, Larry, I'm watching from his perspective, didn't have really anywhere to go there, and he ends up kind of running to the back of it, and ends up taking out a few more cars there, and those heavy damage on about 3 machines here.
Yeah, and with about 30 to go, that's going to bring all of our leaders back down pit road, maybe to fix some damage as well as get 4 fresh tires. I can't imagine anybody going for 2 considering as many laps that are left and what we've seen as far as how long those tires hold up.
Yeah, it didn't work out very well the first time it was tried here, so I think you just take 4 tires here. Still 30 laps to go in the race. That's a long run.
Yeah, exactly. As you can see, the 29 and the 10 car both have damage on the right front. We'll see if they decide to get that fixed or if they're going out and going for it and trying to maintain that position. It's like Jason Jackson's going to get off first. And it doesn't look like the 10 or the 29 got their damage fixed as they come off second and third. Hey,
I'm running. I don't blame Ed there. If I'm running in the top 5, I would not be fixing my damage. I don't think Ed's got a ton of it there, probably just a few seconds. But if I'm running outside the top 5, I'm going to be fixing every single second of that damage right now.
Yeah, it was really surprising how well the 10 and the 29 held position, even though they had a little bit of that damage. Hey, we want to thank Here for SR for following the channel. We appreciate that.
Thanks for sponsoring. I got to check out that podcast. Is
Definitely.
it wrong that I haven't listened to it, but I'm going to listen to it next time it's on? When does it? Is it weekly? What do we know about it?
Every other week on Saturday, it's live on their Twitch channel, and then they usually post it up shortly thereafter. So here, this most recent episode, they had Turn Racing, who designs Formula steering wheels. They were on to chat about their wheels.
That sounds great.
We got a review of the podcast from Here for SR. They say it's a shit podcast, so you gotta take what you can get.
I mean, that's an important topic. That's a topic that touches all of our lives every single day. So I think that's probably a niche that hasn't been filled. So I would definitely learn about that and how shit intersects with iRacing. Something I don't really know a lot about.
Yeah, and as a parent with a toddler currently going through potty training, everybody poops.
That is true.
You got some pretty heavy damage there, brother.
And some of these guys have probably Tony Stewarted in their racing rigs. I'd like to hear about that.
Now, Nate, are you saying that because you have done it? Is there something you would like to tell us?
I mean, you can put a wheel in your bathroom. There's no reason why you can't race from the corner.
Now, when you were running the 24 hours of Daytona, race winner, by the way, did anything come up between you and the other drivers like that?
Well, the nice thing there is you got multiple drivers, so you can kind of time things out.
Oh, there you go. Nobody short-stinted it?
Yeah.
All right, enough poo talk. Way to go Here for SR. All right. As we come to the green flag with 30 to go, the iRacing Kia Monster car will be pulling off here shortly.
You gotta watch it at Michigan. There's actually it takes a long time for the pace car to get to pit road. I've seen many a leader jump the start here too early and end up getting a black flag. That's not going to happen here, Jason. Wait, so an appropriate amount of time and we're going, and that's a good battle here for second. Keaton and Ed are going to go to turn 1 side by side.
Yeah, Jason got off to a really good start. Ed, not so much, and that's going to allow the 29 of Keaton Harrelson to pull to the inside of the 10 car. Further back, Robbie Harpence is underneath the 79 of Alan Wilson for that battle for 4th spot. As they go to split the 10 car, Robbie wisely backs out and lets this sort out.
Well, there's just nothing down there. You try to get down underneath that seam, you think it's a shorter way around, you got this good run, and the moment you go down there, it's just ice. It's hard to get a good run off the corner underneath that first seam.
Yeah, let's talk about that big move by the points leader, the 79 of Alan Wilson, to go to the outside and pass 2 cars on that restart. So great move by him as Hunter Sopak dives it down to the apron through the tri-oval. Little dramatic move, kind of caught me off guard. I thought something was going to happen.
Shortest way around, but James Ward looking to the bottom into turn 1. That flat entry is going to be hard to get a good exit. We'll see if he can do it.
Yeah, and we saw that 9 car tag the wall earlier, but it looks like he's gotten things straightened out, and he's still running in the top 10, currently listed in the 8th position.
Yeah, once again, Ward, he gets underneath that first seam, and there's just nothing down there. You got to be really disciplined keeping that car above the first seam.
Yeah, it's going to open the door for Lawrence Shaughnessy to move up a position.
Ed Kane has dropped back to 4th here as he's trying to make a move back into 3rd, but Alan Wilson around Ed Kane into the 3rd position. So it goes Jason Jackson, Keaton Harrelson, Alan Wilson, then Edward Kane.
Well, Keaton Harrelson making the move for the lead going into 1. He's going to be able to complete that pass, but Jason Jackson looking to inside, maybe coming off 2, but doesn't have the momentum.
New leader, 29 car, and remember, he started all the way in the back. The very last place, but Jason looking back to the bottom here.
Yeah, Keaton Harrelson has managed to take that EOL and move his way all the way to the front here in the first 48 laps of this race. So we'll see. He's very strong. We'll see if he can extend this lead and run this thing out.
Rolling the top, keeping that momentum. As a great battle here for fourth place right now is, for third place. Edward Kane's still working on Alan Wilson.
I will say it looked like a lap or two back, the 79 car may have kissed the wall just a little bit, and maybe now having some issues here as he's way loose coming out of 2.
Really tight there with Robbie Harpence. Both guys did a good job avoiding things. No damage on the on Alan Wilson's car. No damage on his car.
So maybe just got a little out of shape and pushed things too hard early as he's dropping back spots, as the 11 car is going to be able to clear him at the line.
He tries to throw a block, but Alan Wilson's going to go back to the bottom. We'll see if Robbie can roll the top and keep this fourth position.
Oh, Alan Wilson sliding it in there on the bottom. Robbie gives him quite a bit of room, so it looks like Alan Wilson's going to be able to complete that pass coming out too.
Tight racing, great pass right there by Alan. Robbie going for the crossover. He's not quite there. Let's see if he sends it here in turn 3.
Oh, these two battled back and forth for that fourth position. Robbie Harpence now towards the bottom. Gets that car really sideways through the center of the turn.
Real low in the corner. It's going to hurt his exit a little bit, but he did a really good job. Both these guys giving each other enough room to work with, too. This is good hard racing.
With this hard racing that Robbie is putting on Alan Wilson, you have to worry if the points leader is going to end up burning up his tires fighting for this fourth position.
Well, Robbie's trying that lane that we said there's no grip, and Robbie's having a great run here tonight. Robbie, he's sitting here running in 5th, and he's battling. Shout out to Robbie's having a great run, but he's learning there is nothing there down underneath that first lane.
He is really running it low as he pitches down on the 9 car. Not the most advisable move. We saw that didn't work out between the 55 and the 00 earlier.
Well, you learn it by doing it, right? And he's doing it, and he's keeping the car clean. He's having a good run, and we got a real good 3-car battle for the lead. Yeah,
Jason Jackson has pulled within a 1/10 of a second on Keaton Harrelson. The 29 car, the first time he's had clean air on that nose, so we'll have to see how he does out there in front.
And how excited or how patient are these guys going to be? They got 3 leaders. They seem to be the class of the field: Keaton, Jason, and Ed. And Alan's still in this conversation as well. But there's more than 20 laps to go. How much are they sending it, or how much are they thinking this is a tire-saving race right now? So are you saving your tires, or are you trying to grab that lead right now?
Well, the way the 29 and the 86 are racing, you kind of look at him pushing it, but that 10 car, he just sets and waits and makes his line and has been patient so far this run. So we shall see here at the end if this thing goes green the whole way.
Yeah, different styles, different strategies, getting down to the end of this. Who's going to get it? This is pretty fun.
Yeah, we'll take a step back to the battle for 6th place as the 49 car, who was caught up in our first caution, has got his damage repaired and has moved in fighting for that 6th position.
Lauren Shaughnessy having a good run. He's sitting in 6th. Doesn't look like he had too much damage. Not really hurting him. Hunter Sopak, he's been putting on a show tonight. I always feel like he's making some kind of move out there.
Yeah, the 86 looked like he got a bad entry there. That's going to let the 10 car kind of pull up on his back bumper.
He's peeking down low. He's got that draft. Ed's trying to figure out what is he going to do. How is he going to get around these 2 cars?
As they go through 3 and 4, shot from the stands. As our leaders battle it out, you kind of really see how close these guys are running. Here up front as Jason Jackson looks to the inside of the 29 coming to the stripe.
Yeah, Jason's there. We'll see if he can complete this pass. Keaton's been really good rolling the top.
Jason Jackson runs it low, but keeps it above that first seam.
And Ed is coming from 3rd place. Jason does not get a good run off the bottom of the corner. And not only does he not get Keaton, he's got Edward Kane now next to him going into 3 for 2nd place.
Ed Kane has dipped below going into 3. Seems like unless you hit that seam just right, it's really hard to pass, but Ed's going to clear him coming out of 4.
That's the issue here at Michigan. You know, you go to make a pass. If you don't complete that pass on the bottom, you've lost all your momentum. And Michigan's all about keeping the car wound up. So Jason going for the lead ends up in third.
Yeah, our top five battle keeps tightening up each time these guys make a move. As Alan Wilson and Robbie Harpins have caught the battle for second. Looks like a lap car getting ready to come into the window as Larry Bell pulls into the picture. We'll see how that affects this battle coming through here.
You know, it's sort of interesting in the first run or two. There was different cars that were really kind of better than the other ones, guys that really found the line. Here we are, 20 laps to go, 56 laps into this race. They've kind of figured it out. You got a top five that's honestly really close, and they're all running similar lap times. It's making for a really good race.
Yeah, it's been a great one so far, with the 29 and 79 finally making their way through the field to fight with our two top leaders, the 10 of Ed Kane and the 86 of Jason Jackson.
I like that entry into one from Jason Jackson. He went in high and slow and got that big run out of two. He's not going to quite get to Edwards' bumper here, but I feel like he's thinking about it, and he's trying to figure out how to make his pass, and that's a good way to do it. As he's peaking low, he's not quite there.
Not quite there so far, and right behind him, the 79 of Alan Wilson is just waiting for a slip-up to get around for that second spot. But while the top two have been battling, they're pulling in on the 29 of Keaton Harrelson. Only 0.2 of a second separate our leaders.
It's a tight battle here. Shout out to Keaton. He's doing a really good job. He's leading some laps. He came from the back, but Ed's, I know he's led a lot of laps here today too. I can see this going either way, and I feel like Ed's got the long run car with 15 more, or more than that to go. It's going to be tough to hold him off.
Yeah, he's finally separated himself from the third place car by a little bit between him and Jason Jackson. You can see Ed really going to highlight as the 55 car.
Zach wrecked. Zach.
Into the wall just in front of the leaders, maybe going a little too evasive on that maneuver to get out of the way.
You know, it's all marbles up there, and I was thinking he was thinking I'm just going to roll the top here, but it's a lot of marbles up there. There's no grip on the top, and he ended up driving it right in the wall, and an already crunched car is looking even worse.
Ed Kane looked to the inside, but maybe didn't have the strong enough run. He's going to lose momentum, and that's going to open the door for the 86 car for second spot. So kind of a reverse of what we saw just a little bit ago.
You got to be, when you're sitting in second place, you got to be very careful and make sure you don't go for that run until you know you can clear him. And so basically trying to go for the lead has cost first Jason and now Ed second place.
And in the catbird seat, Keaton Harrelson with 16 laps left has now built a half-second lead on Jason Jackson.
Yeah, Alan Wilson right there looking at the back bumper of Ed's car. I don't know. This is a really good battle. Keaton's got to be liking the flip-flopping behind him. That's just guys using their tires and falling back. That's all good news for Keaton.
Yeah, exactly. As we're nearing the end of this one, it's been a great battle so far, but it has seemed whoever can get out front for a long period of time gets to hold that position while the others battle behind them.
A really nice 3 and 4 from Jason as he catches up on Keaton. It's a 5-car battle for the win. They've got over a second and a half on 6th place, does 5th place, so it's a 5-car train right now.
Yeah, exactly. As the sixth place car of Lauren Chauncey looks a little outside the window to be able to catch up in 14 laps.
Yeah, I think Ed kind of got out of his rhythm. You know, you get out of your rhythm when you try to start finding different lines to try to make a pass, and then you're side by side, and I think he's out of his rhythm right now. We'll see if he can get back in it and close back on the back bumper of Jason Jackson.
Yeah, so far it doesn't look like the 79 car is able to pull up on our top 3, so he's been a little bit, he's right there. If there's a mistake, he's back in this thing, but just has not been as fast as he has when he came up through the field.
Yeah, and Robbie's being real patient right there. It's tough to make a pass right now. I think all these guys are running really good. So no one's making mistakes, and that makes passing really difficult. Though Keaton missed the seam there in that corner. He ran too high. Jason's not going to quite get to him here, but he's right on his bumper looking to pounce.
Yeah, he's maybe finally caught the back bumper, but not quite enough momentum to get underneath the 29 car. But here we go. He's looking to the
really
inside.
Good corner right there.
Keaton Harrelson climbs up the track down the front stretch. Ed Kane dipping low to help some draft with his teammate Jason Jackson. We'll see if these two cars can get around the 29 going into 2.
Keaton sends it on entry a little too hard, washes up the track. If Jason digs this exit, he should clear him.
Yeah, that's going to be a new leader with 13 laps to go. Jason Jackson resumes the lead over the 29 car of Keaton Harrelson, but Harrelson's right there on the back bumper of the 86.
Really nice pass right there. Brought Ed Kane to the back bumper of Keaton. This is a good battle.
Alan Wilson and Robbie Harpence right there moving into the picture as we go to complete lap 63, moving into lap 64.
Boy, Keaton right on the back bumper of Jason. And it's so hard not to just send it on the bottom there, but you don't want to do that. You want to kind of get a good exit here. You want to be all the way alongside of the car, or it's going to be very difficult to make that pass.
Yeah, it looked like Jason took a very shallow entry into 1, not allowing Keaton to get to the bottom. Going into 2 and 3, Keaton looking again to the inside, but focuses way to the outside.
That's smart driving. There's a lot of people who are newer at iRacing, they never pass up a run. If they can get an inch on somebody's bumper, they send it in there. But a track like this, you're not going to complete that pass probably unless you're fully alongside of nose to nose with that car. So he's doing a really good job of not just kind of taking the run, but to try to generate a bigger run where you can actually complete the pass.
Yeah, and we now have a fight for the 4th position as Robbie Harpence gets around the 79 of Alan Wilson.
Nice. Just a really nice run from Robbie right here in 4th place.
Yeah, I have to give little brother credit. He has made his way through the field and done a really good job. Begrudgingly give him credit.
10 laps to go for Jason Jackson. He's our leader.
And the battle for 2nd place is heated up as Ed Kane is right there on the back bumper of the 29 car, Keaton Harrelson.
Yeah, that's what I'm watching. I'm watching these top 3 and see what happens over the next 10 laps. This is looking good.
Yeah, it looks like the leaders are starting to catch the 00 car of Brian Zalbeski. So lap down car may be a factor in this one as the hurt 00 is right there.
3 cars under a blanket here. Not a whole lot of change this lap. Who makes a mistake? Who has saved their tires?
Well, we are within 10 to go, so it is go time for these drivers if they want a chance of getting around the 86 of Jason Jackson.
Oh, Robbie's looking pretty racy right now. These guys start getting side by side. I think he could be up there for a podium finish as well.
Well, do that. He will have to get around his teammate in the 10 car, Ed Kane. It'll be tough to see. Oh, Ed Kane exits really high. That's going to allow Robbie to look to the outside. I don't see any additional damage on the 10 car, but he came off that corner very high.
Yeah, I don't see any additional damage on the Edward Kane computer repair Pontiac. Still looking, he's still rolling. He's still got a chance at this, but you know he doesn't have that advantage I think he had earlier in this race.
No, he doesn't. Oh, as Zalbeski gets into the wall right by our leaders, but it's not enough to cause an issue. One person that's kind of fallen out of this picture is the 79 car of Alan Wilson. Maybe pushed it a little too hard on that last restart.
Yep, and then there were 4. You know, everyone's trying to manage their tires, and guys have been cranking on their wheels since this last green flag came out. Probably aren't going to be up there, and we got 3 guys under a blanket now, or 4 drivers under a blanket. They've all seemed to manage their stuff really, really well.
With 3 of these drivers being teammates, is there any advantage at this point in getting around the 29? Is there a way to work together to get around Keaton Harrelson at this point?
No, I don't think so. I mean, you're probably not going to run each other dirty, but there isn't too much to do. That, you know, everyone's got to run their own race here. Coming 6 laps to go. You know, everyone's got to go for the win.
Exactly. As our leaders are only separated by 0.4 of a second, Keaton Harrelson drives up on the back bumper again of the 86 car, but can't quite get to him in the corner.
He's there, and I'm sure he could get a bumper to him on entry, but he knows that Jason could just roll the top, and not only would he not make the pass, Ed would probably pass him for second. So Keaton's got to decide, When can he go for it? How can he generate a bigger run than he's generated so far?
Yeah, we are 6 to go, and this race has been tight this whole last run since the green flag has dropped. Jason Jackson, Keaton Harrelson, Edward Kane, and Robbie Harpitz fighting tooth and nail for the top spot here tonight.
Yeah, I think these 4 guys, it's just who can find that little something extra. Jason has been enjoying some clean air here, but none of these guys are content to run where they're at. 5 to go at the stripe.
Exactly. A little bit of a waiting game, though, is what it feels like, waiting for that last final move. Jason ever so inching forward. He is now 0.2 of a second ahead of the 29 car.
I don't think they're waiting. I think they'd all love to be able to make that pass right now. It's just they're having a really hard time generating a better run than the guy in front of them. They're all hitting their marks. They're waiting for a mistake here that's just not coming.
Exactly. Jason Jackson looking very smooth out there in front. Keaton inching up forward now, 0.1 of a second coming out of 2.
So tight, so close. This is really good racing. I love these ARCA cars. They always put on really good racing. And Keaton, well, he's got a little bit of a run here. I wonder if he'll be there going into 1.
Yeah, he was able to really close the gap coming out of 4, not looking underneath yet so far, holding position. Let's see if he can generate that same kind of run coming out of 2.
Michigan, that big wide turn number 1. Somebody could do a little send there on the last lap. That's always an opportunity to just drive it until you see Jesus into apex and see what happens. That's something we might see on the last lap.
It did look like Keaton. He tried to really arc it in there, but just didn't have the grip that he had earlier in that. As he's now looking underneath the 86 car,
really
gets
tight
to
here.
his back bumper.
49 sitting next on the.
Oh,
They're working around a lap car right there, and so Jason had to exit a little bit low. Keaton was there. It was very, very tight, but we keep rolling here. 3 to go.
Now we have a new card in the deck in this one. I heard the 49 car has to pit. I don't know, but we may have a little bit of a fuel.
2 water bottles over here in turn 2.
I haven't even thought about
right
that.
now.
I have no idea what the fuel run is. Yeah.
About 30 laps is going to be pushing pretty close, and that's what we restarted.
Caution.
Caution is out.
Me. I was about to run out.
Where is... I can't tell.
Damn, 3 laps left.
The 55 car, slow on the track.
I don't know what the yellow was for.
The 55 car.
Yeah, it's 55, yeah. Out of turn 2.
Looked like he was trying to get out of the way of the 79 and drove it into the wall.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, he had a weight transfer issue. The car just started kind of rocking back and forth, and that's a sort of a bad night gone worse here for Zach. And just have to kind of at some point keep the car a little bit cleaner than that.
0.4 gallons, so be aware of that.
We have some cars going. We'll go to a green-white checker, but we got a couple cars. The 43 ran out of gas. That might affect things. We'll keep an eye on it.
If you can make it on fuel, we got 1 green-white checkered. If you don't take tires here, the guy with tires will easily be able to pass the entire field in 2 laps. But if there's a caution before those 2 laps are over, you might be able to stay out and kind of steal one. So that's the question. If I'm Ed Kane here, any of these top 5, I'm pitting.
Yeah, I think you have to pit. We've seen how
they're all pitting.
Yeah, they're all coming down right now. Nobody stayed out at this point. Plus, I think the fuel mileage was so close that if you stay out, a lot of guys have ran out of gas when the caution came out. So that might be a tough one.
And who remembered to not take a full tank of fuel? Your pit stop will be a little bit quicker if you don't take a full tank of fuel.
Yeah, that's great strategy. I did that in my Road to Pro race and able to get a great position there at the end. And Lord Chauncey,
he did some strategy.
He just ended up beating everybody. He's going to be out
Lawrence
first.
Took 2 tires.
Lawrence taking the 2-tire call. Wow. That's going to put him on point.
Get a caution on the first lap. He's going to get the jump on the start. If you get a caution on the first lap, he could definitely steal a win here. But, I think if this goes 2 full laps, he's a sitting duck. But that's the strategy you take. Lawrence wasn't, running up in the top 5, and now he's got a chance at winning.
We do have a wild card out here. Steve here in 10th did not take tires. He stayed out.
Who did not take tires? You telling me Steve here did not take tires?
Steve is still out on the track. He did not pit.
That is, he is going to be a sitting duck. Again, like just we were talking about. I mean, if this thing goes, heck, even if it goes 1 lap before there's a caution, he might end up in the back of the pack. But if there's a wreck right on this restart, somebody spins their tires, a wreck going into turn 1, caution comes out, race is over, and he's stolen a win.
In the first season of the Stock Car Series, Nick Burris in the season finale was able to pull off a win at Homestead using this exact same strategy. So good call, bad call, all depends on if they pile up behind the leader, the 99 of Steve here.
On how frustrating. You're Keaton, you're Jason, you're Nick. You've got 4 fresh tires, but now you're starting behind 2 guys, 1 on 2 tires, 1 on no tires. You have no clue if they're going to spin their tires. You have no clue when they get to turn 1. Heck, those guys don't know what their car is going to do, right? So it's going to be really, really interesting how you pick your way through this traffic. If this goes 2 laps, I'm looking again, Alan, Edward, Keaton, Jason. Which one of them gets around those 2 cars ahead of them most cleanly? And if I'm Jason, I got 4 tires. I've been saying don't go down to that yellow line. Don't go below that first seam. I'm going below that first seam because that's how I'm getting around those 2 guys.
Exactly. Hey, we got some mixed tire strategy. Be careful, guys. Let's have a good, clean finish.
I just hope it goes the full 2 laps here. That's what I'm hoping for.
Me too.
Really interesting.
We've had some interesting finishes here so far in the Contender Series, the first 2 races when somebody stayed out or taken 2. So I'm hoping it works out this time.
Has Steve checked the tire spin? Will he spin his tires on the start? They're going. Steve
So
with
far,
a nice jump. Jason Jackson quickly into second.
Lawrence
all
looks
these guys
to
on new
spawn
tires. Yep.
his tires. He's going to pin Keaton Harrelson to the outside wall.
Oh, Keaton, now he's in 4th place of the cars that have tires, and Ed goes to the yellow line, but so does Steve. He's able to get around him. Jason Jackson sitting pretty. He's got the lead out of turn 2 with 4 fresh tires, and they're wrecking the back.
Yeah, big wreck is Robbie Harpins, James Warden. That's going to be race over with Jason Jackson.
Oh God, they're not done.
Are we?
Yeah, Jason should get this win, and this is what happens when you have guys on different tire strategies, and those guys on old tires, they're having a hard time controlling their car. You're catching them so fast, and that's what happened with that wreck. Steve is just trying to hang on to his car, and Robbie's trying to get everything he can, and ends up being a wreck.
Keaton, you gotta explain yourself.
Looks like
there,
James
buddy.
Ward was involved.
You ran me into the wall.
I didn't run you into shit. I never held my line, buddy.
Uh-oh, we got some radioactive going on.
Is that making its way to the broadcast?
Oh, yeah, a little bit.
I mean, it's what you would expect to happen. It's Steve was going for something there, and as often happens when you stay out on old tires, you end up in the wall, and some other guys are going to be on the wall too. I don't think it was a bad move, and to his credit, Steve tried to stay on the bottom, but Ed was already looking at the bottom, and so Steve had to move up to the track. He was trying to give everybody room. And Robbie was trying to dig his exit, and just kind of they met. I think that's a racing deal right there.
Yeah, I think the issue is between the 29 and the 9 post race or post the caution. Looked like the 29 may have spun the 9 on purpose, so we'll have to take a look at that.
Yeah, I'm watching that right now, and he definitely did.
Last stop down or no?
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, that's going to be the race, guys. Only one green, white checker. Jason Jackson's your winner. We will do a post-race demo derby on the front stretch. If we could have the Jason in the if you're in the Discord, we'll pull you in the broadcast booth for your post-race interview.
Yeah, I mean, I'm watching back. We could watch on that restart. You can see
Yeah,
what
we'll take a-
Keaton
Rocky, I'll
Keaton
see
is
you in the
upset
hallway.
about.
I'll be out here.
But I'm
Yeah,
not
I'll
sure.
be in there. It'll be a little bit.
If you rewind right back to the restart there, lap 77.
Yeah, we're gonna take a look at that one back.
An awesome win for Jason too. Shout out to Jason Jackson.
Oh, yeah.
He got through that. He got around the traffic. You know, he came out first on tires. So if you watch back here on this restart, is that Lawrence? He does give Keaton a lane and only a lane, and they make a little bit of contact. It looked a little bit buggy, a little bit netcodey. I don't think it was anything intentional there. So you watch Keaton. He's going to go up to the top to try to get around Lawrence. He knows Lawrence is on 2 tires. Lawrence doesn't give him a lot of room. There's barely a lane, so I feel like Keaton felt like he got cut off right there. It took away any chance for Keaton to have the win. And you know, as somebody who led as many laps as he did, I'm sure he was frustrated and
Joe, you
disappointed.
from Duplin County?
Oh man, yeah, that incident with Steve here, unfortunately, just
Yeah, if you
too
rewind
slow.
back a little bit more, So remember, Steve is on
Good job.
ancient tires,
What the heck?
absolutely
Yeah.
ancient tires. But he goes to the very bottom of the track in turn number 1. But watch Ed Kane. Ed Kane in that number 10 car. He's also going to go to the bottom of the track thinking Steve's going to run the seam. At very last second, he realizes, oh, Steve's going to run the bottom. So Steve moves up, does the right
All
thing,
right,
gives
guys,
Ed
get
some
with
room. And that kind of hurt his angle. Robbie was digging his exit. That's just a racing deal there. It's hard to blame either of those guys.
Yeah, and I think part of it, the way Lawrence Shaughnessy came from the top of the track all the way to the bottom, it appeared that Ed kind of had a late reaction. That's what sent him all the way to the bottom. It was just a chain reaction after that.
Yeah. And, you know, the intentional wrecking after the L, that's something we can't have. And it's definitely
Oh my
not
God.
something we want to see. It looked like kind of a racing deal. I didn't see anybody out there doing anything malicious or mean or anything like that. So you hate to see intentional wrecks out there.
Yeah, we're going to have to address that, of course, post-race. So, just unfortunate way to end things tonight. I know it was a very exciting race all the way through. Good close racing. Jason Jackson, though, can't congratulate him enough on his first Contender Series win. And that is
Is that his first win?
that's his first win, and that's the 3rd different winner so far this season.
Oh, that'll do it.
Awesome run for Jason Jackson.
That'll do it.
Great job on that restart. He led a lot of laps today. He drove a really smart race. I kind of felt like there was maybe one run at the beginning where he used the stuff up a little bit, but then
Yeah,
after
that
that,
was,
he looked at his driving, he looked at his tires,
okay,
and just cleaned it up the tiniest little bit, and that was the difference. And got the win tonight. Very well deserved, well earned. Great drive, Jason.
Good job.
Definitely will go back and watch his celebration now that we've cleared up all the replay issues.
That's all right.
Fun racing overall, do have to say.
I enjoyed it. That was a really good battle at the end, for sure.
Yeah, let's grab our...
Jason's drive was better than his donuts.
well,
He got them going. It took 2 tries. No, he got the donuts going. No, those are good donuts. I take that back. Good
yeah, it
donuts.
just took him a second. We'll bring him into the broadcast booth. Jason Jackson, congratulations on the win. How you feeling?
Feeling great. It's my first ESS win on the asphalt. Good night.
That was
Awesome.
an awesome run, Jason, man. You did a really, really good job out there. You led a lot of laps. And I feel like your tires were better at the end of the race in that last run than they were in your first run. Did you feel that? Did it kind of change throughout the race?
I did my best to try to save tires. I think I actually probably burnt up my tires a little bit more in the last run than I did the run before that. I was just really trying to be easy on it.
Going
And
into...
how nervous were you one more question. How nervous were you on that last restart when you got a guy on 2 tires, a guy on no tires? You know it's going to be chaos.
Oh, I was completely freaking out. it was definitely nerve-wracking. I just laid back a little bit to get a good run and got a good run and was able to clear Lawrence on the outside so where I could get around the guy that started. I can't remember who it is. I feel sorry now for forgetting who it was, but thank you. But yeah, it was nerve-wracking.
You did a great job.
Now, what were your thoughts, since Nick kind of stole my question, that's what I was going to go with. How big of a hit was that you took from Ed Kane in the post-race demo derby?
Oh, that was huge. It just killed the car, and I don't know. I'll have to go back and look at it and see how far he launched into the stratosphere in there. But yeah, that was a hit.
Oh, definitely. Well, great racing here tonight. How you feeling this momentum carries into next week's race at Myrtle Beach?
Oh, I hope it does. Myrtle Beach has been a good track for me as far as in the late models and stuff like that. So I hope it kind of carries over to the ARCA car. It's going to be quite a race, but that's for sure.
Awesome. Okay, well, any final thoughts or words before we let you go?
Yeah, I just want to say, for the most part, everybody did a really good job with the race. Got a lot of help from Nick Brees. He was spotting, and Ed. Me and Ed tried to work together really well, and I kind of hate that he lost some positions there at the end. But I'd like to thank you, Rocky, for putting this on, and Nathan for joining in on the broadcast and everything. And I kind of feel sorry for your brother Robbie. He kind of got the short end of the deal there on that last restart. But overall, a good race, and I'm glad I finally won one of these things.
Well, congrats again. We'll send you back to your holler, and we'll see you next week for the Contender Series race at Myrtle Beach.
Congratulations, man.
All right. Thanks, guys.
Let's see.
Bye.
1 second. There we go.
Awkward.
Awkward. Hold it off. All right, Nate. Well, we'll wrap up here with sponsors, but first we'll
I'm hungry. We gotta eat my dinner.
Yeah, we gotta let you have your steak, man. Any final thoughts, words from you?
It's a great race. I haven't seen all of these Contender Series races, and if tonight's race was any judge of it, that is some solid racing, great battle for the lead, some good wrecks. I saw an intentional wreck. I'm feeling pretty satisfied.
All right, sounds good. Well, always a pleasure again when you jump in and broadcast these races with me. And
All right, man.
hopefully we'll have you on again soon.
I'd love to do it. Take care. See ya.
All right, see ya. All right, well, that wraps up things tonight. It was an exciting one here again Sunday night for the Contender Series. Next week, we have March 28th. That's at Myrtle Beach. That's going to be sponsored by Here4SR.com. Check those guys out. They got a great podcast, also a coaching service, everything like that. Some really good guys there. Tom Abermitis, as well as Brian Lockwood, all those guys over there. So definitely check them out. We will be giving away a coaching session to one of our participants next week who are going to be there at the Myrtle Beach race. So should be a good one. We'd also like to thank our sponsors, the A51 community. Check out Rogers A51 on Twitch. Really good guy, really good Discord. Hang out with those guys. ekanecpa.com for any of your tax needs. And again, Here4SR.com. Again, their podcast you can get on any of the streaming services, Spotify. Check them out on Twitch for their live podcasts, as well as Apple. So we will let you go with that one. And again, we always appreciate you tuning in, and we'll see you next time at the track.